morning student, I am your teacher here with the chapter respiration in animals. So first we will discuss about what is respiration. The process of breaking down of food in cells with the release of energy is called cellular respiration as it takes place in the cell. So what happens? With the help of the oxygen, the food is broken down and converted into energy. So that is termed as cellular respiration. Cellular respiration takes place in all organisms. So before we start the respiration, we need to know about the parts of the respiratory system. So nasal cavity is there. So this is the nasal cavity through which we will take in the air, and then it goes to the pharynx. This is the common passage for the food and air, and then it goes to the larynx. This is the larynx part. Now the larynx have the epiglottis above it. The larynx, you will find the larynx have the epiglottis. So here on the larynx, on the top of the larynx, I am just indicating with another color. Okay, so this larynx have a epiglottis, a cover. So this is the larynx tube if we say. So this will be the epiglottis. So this is the epiglottis which covers the larynx, and when we talk, the air passes through it and the sound is produced. After that, the air goes to the trachea, which is made up of cartilage rings. So cartilage rings are present in the trachea, which keep it flattened whenever there is no air in that condition also. Then trachea divides into two, you can see left and right. So this is known as bronchioles, bronchi. So this is known as bronchi. When trachea divides into two is known as bronchi, and the bronchi divides into many branches. You can see the small branches of the bronchi here. So this is termed as bronchioles. Now each bronchiole is attached to the sac-like structure. So if we talk about this is the bronchiole, it will have a sac-like structure in this way. So this sac-like structure is termed as alveoli. So this is the only alveoli, and this I had shown you the enlarged diagram of the bronchioles when the alveoli is attached to it. After that, this alveoli will have the blood capillaries wrapped over it. So I am showing the blood capillaries wrapped over the alveoli, and this is only the site for the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So this is the site of exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide in the lungs. So alveoli, this is the reason the alveoli is also termed as the unit of lungs. So this was about the parts of respiratory system. Now the types of respiration, as we had talked about the respiration. So this oxygen is absorbed by the blood, and it is taken to the cell. Now in the cell, the respiration process will take place. There are two types of respiration. Aerobic respiration, in the cell the food, that is the glucose, is broken down into the carbon dioxide and water using oxygen. So when breakdown of glucose takes place with the help of the oxygen, it is called aerobic respiration, and it releases large amount of energy. So food respiration can also be broken down without oxygen. So that will be termed as anaerobic respiration. So here you can see that glucose C6H12O6 is the glucose, combines with the carbon dioxide and water. Along with it is producing 38 molecules of energy. So ATP is the molecule of energy. So 38 ATP produced means 38 molecules of energy is produced by the glucose molecule. Anaerobic respiration. Food can also be broken down without using oxygen. This is called anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration, here what will happen, oxygen will be not used, but the glucose will broken down into alcohol and carbon dioxide, and 2 ATP is released. Here only 2, there 38 ATP was there, here 2 ATP will be released as energy. Okay, so once again I am explaining. Here the glucose will break down without using oxygen, and it will break down into the alcohol. This one is the 2 carbon dioxide. Along with that, one more thing will be there, that will be the 2 ATP. 2 ATP, 2 molecules of energy will be released in condition. So the energy released by anaerobic respiration is considerably less than the energy from the aerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration takes place in some stages in the cell of most living organisms. For example, in the muscle cells also, when we do a lots of exercise, so cramps we are having, that is due to anaerobic respiration. So rest of the things we will in the next clip. Let it be this much for today. Thank you. We will meet again in the next class.